Welcome back to my channel, you guys. My name is Megan, and today I'm going to be going over this look right here. I'm calling it a grungy smoky eye look using the Nudestix magnetic matte eye pencils. I'm going to be going over a tutorial on this look and as well as my thoughts and a review on the application and my feelings on these pencils. And before I get started, I just want to give a quick shout out to my subscribers, my viewers, my commenters, my likers on the first video that I put out last week. I really appreciate you guys so much. It has been so fun for me to see all the feedback that has been given. Thank you so much for going on this journey with me. And with that said, let's jump into the tutorial. First things first, I'm going to prime my face. I'm going to use the Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. This is a good primer for dry skin. I already prepped my under eyes with the Origins eye cream. For foundation today, we are going to be using SMASHBOX Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. I love this foundation because it just gives you such a beautiful base. It's so good. So I'm pumping a little bit on my hand. I'm taking my Real Techniques Beauty Blender, damp, and I'm just going to start blending that in. My eyes are looking pretty red today, and that's because I've been playing around with some makeup, so they're a little bit irritated, so ignore that. And I'm going to be using the Instant Age Rewind Concealer by Maybelline. I'm in the shade Fair. Taking my beauty blender and blending that out. I love that concealer. It gives such a flawless coverage. It's so beautiful. I'm just going in a little bit more with the concealer on the inner eye. I get dark spots on the corners of my eye. It's like almost blue. It comes across blue shadow. So I'm just using this buffing brush. It's the Morphe M173. And just buffing the inner corner to help get rid of that blue cast. Now normally I would take this concealer and drag it on my eyelid and then set it with powder, and that would be my eyeshadow base. But because today we are going to be using cream eyeshadow sticks, they work best on a eyelid that hasn't been primed with anything. Now I'm going to set the under eye, and I'm just patting it in, looking up. This helps avoid any creasing. And I'm not taking it clear up to the lash line, and that's because when I do the smoky eye on the lower lash line, I don't want the powder to interfere with the cream because that can cause creasing and it can look splotchy. For the star of the show, we are going to be using the Nudestix magnetic eye pencils. The first color I am going in with to build my grungy smoky eye look is the color Taupe. Just a little background on these products. They're supposed to be crease resistant, transfer resistant, waterproof, and they're supposed to give you a really good priming base, so you could actually build these up with other eyeshadows, because once you put them on your eye, you have to blend it out pretty quickly, otherwise it's going to set in place and they won't budge. Like, they will not budge at all. So these are really good products, especially if you have oily eyes. You're going to be wearing them and it's a really hot, sweaty day. I feel like this is a good option for that. So I'm just going in with Taupe, and I'm starting at the lash line, and I'm just going to place this on my eyelid, and then I'll blend it up towards my crease. You have to work quickly before these set in place, so I'm going to be using a Heavenly Luxe No Tug eyeshadow brush number 5, and I'm just going to be blending out. Again, this is a smoky eye, so it doesn't need to be strategic in your blending or your placement. But here's the thing, you guys. The magnetic matte pencils, I feel like have a pretty big learning curve in how to use them, in my experience. Because when I see other people use these, they have a really easy time blending it out. But when I'm blending it out, it just looks a little bit splotchy to me from when I've tried it in the past. So what I have noticed that really has helped a lot in the use of these pencils are, one, you need to prep your eyelid with some type of eye cream, because before I knew that they had said don't use any type of base on your eye as far as like a primer goes, but I didn't even have a eye cream on my eye, and it was extremely difficult to blend out. It was tugging on my eyelid like crazy, and I just felt really uncomfortable using it because I'm like, I don't want to get wrinkles from this product, like this is not worth it. What I did was I applied an eye cream, and that helped a lot, but you need to make sure you wait a little bit before you apply it. Otherwise it will just slide off and not look very good. And the other thing is to sharpen it. For some reason, like, it gives a creamier texture. And the other thing is you can warm it up on your hand, and the warmth of your hand will help warm up the product, and it will glide on your eye a lot easier. So I definitely feel like there's a learning curve to the matte pencils. They do have a luminous eye pencil, and those are great. I have had no problems with those, but as far as these pencils go, the matte ones, although I do love the color range, they have a beautiful line of matte colors. If any of you have used Nudestix eye pencils, specifically matte pencils, comment down below, because I want to know, am I doing something wrong? Am I using this incorrectly? Because I have seen some YouTube videos of people who just have a really fabulous time using these, and I had to try these out a handful of times before I felt like I was getting the hang of it as far as the matte pencils go. So comment down below, let me know your experience, and let me know. Something else that's great with these pencils is you can use your fingers to blend these out. I just like to use a brush because I feel like it works better for me. But I'm gonna use my fingers on the next one. So let's give it a go. This next color is called Fig. I'm gonna apply this at the outer corner of my eye just to give it more depth. Just kind of in the outer V. Oh, I'm gonna warm it up because like, even then, you guys, like I could feel some tugging on my skin, and I want zero tugging. I don't want to cause any more wrinkles on my eyes. I don't want any more crow's feet, you know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of dragging that onto the lid a little bit, and I'm just going to try the brush and see what that does. I'm just really trying to work this in the outer V to give it that depth, and then I'm just kind of dragging it out to give more of a smoky look. With these cream products, it's best to use a synthetic brush and a more dense brush to help blend out the product. You don't want something like a fluffy blending brush like this. That will not work to blend it out. You want something synthetic like this, and with the tighter packed bristles and synthetic hairs. So I like how that looks. I'm going to be going in with the color Chocolate. It's also a matte color. I'm just going to be dragging this on my lower lash line to give some more dimension. Have you noticed I'm working one eye at a time? And that's because I don't want it to set before I can blend it out. So I'm first going to go in with my ring finger and just blend it out a little bit, lightly tapping. I don't want to tug at my eye. And then I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush and just further smoke out the lower or the upper lash line. And here's the thing that bothers me again about the matte foundation is I feel like every time I go in to apply the product, I need to first warm it up on my hand, otherwise it's going to be difficult to blend out. And I especially don't like the fact if I need to keep sharpening the pencil, because that's just wasting the product every time I go in for a new use. But I love the color range of these products. They're just so beautiful, and I really do love the matte finish. I just wish I didn't have such a difficult time with them in the beginning. Each one of these pencils cost $24 each. much. And in my opinion, I could find ones that I feel like do not tug as much as far as the matte goes and are cheaper. I know that the Ulta brand carries some that are similar, and those are $8 each, but their shade range is nothing compared to that of Nudestix. But just for like the learning curve of it, I just don't like that. I don't feel like it's worth the price. I got these on sale. I think they were 3 for the price of 1. This is also a really great brush, and this was like I think $3, the e.l.f. brush, to help give a good smoky eye. For the lower lash line, I'm going to be going back in with Taupe, the color that we used all over our lid. And you can either apply this directly to the under eye, but what I'm going to do is apply it to the brush like this. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just picking some up on my brush, and I'm going to go in that way first. I'm just really trying to connect it with the eyeshadow up top and in the outer corner. I just realized I didn't finish my base, so I'm gonna look a little vampire-ish right now, so just ignore that, okay? I mean, I'm hitting my 30s this year, so I gotta be careful with my under eye and my eyelids, you know? I don't want to be using any makeup products that cause any tugging more than it needs to, you know what I'm saying? So I am dragging that pretty low, but that's the look I'm going for. I'm just adding a little bit more dimension in the corners. It's not blending out again very easily. You just really gotta take the time to work on it. I know the ones at Ulta are really great. I know RIMMEL London has some great ones. I really want to love these, to be honest. I'm just really having a hard time blending out this outer corner. I'm going to line my eyes with the color Chocolate. This can be used as a eyeshadow primer, eyeshadow color, eyeliner. Okay, I don't love these as a eyeliner for the waterline either. I just feel like it's more slippery and it doesn't stay as well. For bronzer, I'm going to be using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. I really don't want to do this because these products, the matte sticks intimidate me, but this one particular product, Intense Matte Lip and Cheek Pencil, so I'm going to try using this for my blush. I'm going to again warm it up on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take a damp beauty blender and pick it up on the back of my sponge, and then I'm going to smile and then apply it on the high points of my cheeks. So if the blush is too strong, you can always go back in with your beauty blender that you used for the foundation and just go over that to help tone it down. For my eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit, and I am in the shade 5. One thing I've learned is if you drag the tail of your eyebrow down, it's going to make your eyes look like they're droopy. So instead of dragging it down, try to drag it out like more of a slant when you're filling in the tail. I want my eyebrows filled in, but I don't want them to look super sharp, especially with a smoky eye. I don't want to look like I have makeup here, bam, and bam, and everywhere, bam. I don't want to like shock people. Before I go on with my next brow product, I'm just going to take a Q-tip and just kind of clean up the edge of the brow, because when you are blending out the color, it can cause some fuzziness above and below the brow, and you really just kind of want that to be more highlighted. For my favorite brow product of all time, the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer Mascara. In my last video, I told you this was my holy grail product. I can leave the house for the day without any makeup on except this. I love to just comb up my brows, give a little tint to them, give a little more texture to them. And if they stop selling this, Maybelline, you have another one coming for you. Again, this is just going to comb up the brows, fill in the extra gap, and it's just going to give you texture and volume of a more full brow. Am I right or am I right? I think I'm right. I mean, I just love those type of brows. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Okay. And I think I'm just gonna apply mascara to the top of my eyelashes. I don't want to ruin the smoked out effect on the bottom. So I'm looking down to help avoid getting mascara on my eyelid. A trick I like to do for mascara to help lift your lashes is I'm placing the brush at the root of my eyelashes and I'm twirling them as I'm combing them upwards. I am now going to be applying Flower Beauty liquid highlighter. This is in the shade Pearlescence. And then I'm just going to set my face again. And now for the lips. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Color Riche Matte Lip Liner in the shade Mating Call. One of my very favorite lipsticks that I found, also by Flower Beauty. This is called the HYDRASILK Ultimate Lip Butter and the shade Naked Petal. Okay, this is the finished look, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. To give a quick recap on these pencils, I really like how this look turned out. This is exactly what I was going for. I feel like it is the grungy, smoky look that I had in mind. I do feel like I stand by my initial feelings as far as there is a learning curve to these pencils. The matte ones for sure. The luminous ones, you will have no problem blending them out. But the matte ones, I do know that I have seen other makeup artists use them and have a wonderful time with them and be able to blend it out so smoothly, and they just really love the application of them. And on the flip side, I have seen some comments on Sephora and Ulta saying similar things to me, that the application was rough and the tug at the eye was worrisome. I would really like to know how to better use these if I'm doing something wrong. So Nudestix, if you're watching, please throw any other tips my way, help me get a better application. And that concludes the tutorial. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.